Right here we have 3 vertical trellises, and these are on the perimeter kind of the landscape of our bed. So as you can see, this right here is where we're working on the first vegetable bed. We have our tallest trellis right here. Then we move to a medium-sized trellis and our shortest trellis along this side, which is kind of northeast. So the reason why we have the trellises aligned the way that they are is because when the sun rises, it rises from the east, and basically we wanted to have this medium-sized trellis kind of where it's getting the optimal amount of sunlight, but it's not kind of stunning the growth of the vegetables, which are going to be in this bed right here. We're going to have some space on the outsides and then space on the inside, and that way the vegetables are also going to get maximum growth. We have our tallest trellis right here because this way, this can incorporate the most sun and it won't block out any of these vegetables on the zone right here. And then basically, you know, we're working with a lot of different types of vegetables and ideas of what we're going to garden there. So we're just in the process right now of talking about that. But yeah, it's basically kind of to create more growth on vertical space and kind of really optimize growth in every region possible.
What were you thinking of maybe possibly putting in these trellises?
So in this first bed of trellis, what we were talking about is like a couple of vining either plants or fruits. So one of the ones that we considered is goji berries, which supposedly are great for the soil and also grow great in this region right here. And also it's important to provide a sustainable ground cover. So we thought, I think about clover or chamomile and the comfrey, which are going to provide nutrients to the soil and kind of help with nitrogen fixation and all those processes to get the soil good. And that way the goji berries are able to kind of trellis up the vines and really kind of grow strong.
So basically we have Malcolm here finishing our the trellis, the smallest trellis here. And basically what he's doing is he's putting the last, I'd say probably about a 2 by maybe 2 inch by about 4 feet, it looks like, little trellis bar to optimize the berry growth. And as you can see, he's screwing in the last couple screws here. And as he's doing this, as you can tell, the color of the wood has obviously been changed colors here. And the reason for this is that one of our other garden helpers has waterproof the wood with a stain, obviously to prevent moisture absorption from the weather and stuff like that. So it's going to allow it to grow for very long and stay here for very long. We're hoping at least out of this wood at least 10 to 15 years it'll be here.
So another issue that we wanted to talk about right here is the spaces in between the trellises and the fences and why we selected to do it this way. So typically you may see a fence just carry on right to a corner and then branch out, or maybe it would just connect right to another, as you can see, very similar to the exterior perimeter. But the reason why we left these spaces is because we really want to occupy these spaces with as much growth as possible and really kind of creating this nice foundation where the zones are connected to one another. So it's not just like you have to walk all the way around the planting space of the vegetable garden to get to the next space, but that it can actually be an easy incorporation between the 2 zones. So kind of creating these spaces or pockets in between the trellis and then the second trellis and the third trellis, and really having optimal space, we can kind of really have this natural, holistic incorporation of the zones.